Transformation Trip Through Death and Rebirth. An MDMA, MDA, 2C-B, Cannabis and Ketamine trip report. Life-changing trip. But has anyone had similar experiences or understanding of what I went through? This account happened on Friday night, 22nd of April, 2016. Total dosage from 3 PM till time of the event, which was approximately 10 PM. MDMA at 5 times caps, 500 mg. MDA at 4 times caps, 320 mg. 2C-B, 4 times caps, 85 mg to 100 mg. As well as numerous cones of marijuana and numerous bumps of K. The night started off great, spending time getting associated with everything at the start of the doof. My group and I ventured back to the tent, as it was quite cold outside and it was bothering me. Everything was fine at first. We were tripping ridiculously as expected and having fun. I decided to take a bump of K and clearly misjudged the amount on the spoon due to me tripping so hard, which was enough to send me into a K-hole. Roughly 10 minutes later, things started to turn dark, and signs of impending doom started to morph into my reality. Symbolisms of death and that I had taken too many drugs started to plague my mind. Suddenly my heart starts racing uncontrollably, and my throat starts closing up. Started getting pains in my heart, liver and lungs. All the signs and symptoms I knew which stated, "You've had a reaction or OD and your life is in danger." At this stage I started to freak out a bit, calling out to my friends, telling them something is very wrong and that I needed help. At this time things were still morphing around me, showing me I was about to die. In my panic I thought, keep your mind active and your body moving to fight it. You cannot die like this. So I quickly walked outside the tent and vomited a bit. As I looked up I could tell there were people nearby, but their faces were completely full of geometric patterns and colours, so I couldn't make out details to who they were, and I just said, "Sorry guys, I'm tripping out really hard," and I started to walk in another direction. As I walked, the whole world around me morphed into a completely different reality. Auditory hallucinations started clearly entering my spectrum of hearing, laughing at me and saying, "You brought this upon yourself," and "You did it now." Everything in sight was red, black and white, morphing so much I knew I was between the realm of the living and the dead. Something came to me and said, "If you never do drugs again, we will let you live, or if not, you will die." I was battling them and saying, "But I experienced the universe, myself and others through drugs. I do not see drugs as a bad thing, they help me on my quest of knowledge and truth in the universe." They laughed and said, "Then if you cannot make the choice, we will make the choice for you." At this stage I felt my whole reality break apart, and this was when I accepted my death and gave in to the universe. At this time I was saying sorry to those who I left behind in life, for dying the way I did. But at the same time that reality no longer existed, which gave me a sort of peace. I felt my consciousness break apart into fragments as I heard what sounded like my voice going, "Ah," fragmenting as if it had been digitally broken apart. As this was happening I could feel every part of my soul breaking and fading into nothing. I was no longer me. Myself no longer existed. Complete ego death. Suddenly in a void, I became distinctly aware of these other entities around me. The only way I can describe what they were or felt like is that they were the creators. High prestige royal entities without hierarchy. They knew and were everything. They were not male nor female, but composed of the supreme consciousness. Higher vibrating entities that created me in my reality as a mere story to see how it would run, for amusement and fun. As the saying goes, humans take seriously what the gods made for fun. They praised the person I was in life, and how they loved characteristics of my personality and what I did. They celebrated and laughed about all the funny and commendable things I had completed, and the positive impact I had made on countless people along my lifetime. Then abruptly, I sunk deeper into the universe, became one with it. My soul became one with this flowing machine of information. I was gliding through the universe, awaiting to be reborn into a new dimension or life. Shapes beyond the normal 3 dimensions were flying past me, and flying past with the sounds and feeling of wind. As they flew past, I would receive information of the universe so profound that it is beyond human words or explanation, amazingly beautiful in its simplicity and complexity. As this was all happening, I saw what seemed to be a civilization extremely far beyond humans in every sense of the word. You cannot even imagine the power they possess. There was no time, no space, it just was. I felt as one with them as I went through this system or machine. Suddenly the entities who created me came back, and they proceeded to say, "That story was great. Why don't we bring him back to see how it would have properly finished?" Right then, I felt a voting system between the countless numbers of creator entities take place. They voted yes to bring me back. All at once, parts of my consciousness and awareness started forming again. At this point I was nothing more than a singular atom endowed with consciousness, and from this single atom I proceeded to grow. They were restructuring me in my reality, reformatting everything back into existence. As they did, they were discussing whether to put me forward or back in life. Should we grant him more finances, or leave him where he was when he died? Should we take or leave certain parts of his personality and or reality? They were going back and forth, as bit by bit I was put back together. Then as I was nearly complete, they granted me a gift. I started getting symbolism of the singularity, energy flowing through the universe in an evident symbol of oneness. Then all of a sudden, I received this pure surge of energy and information. This was the information of the universe. Symbols of Buddha and the pine cone, pineal gland were clearly everywhere. At once it was apparent what gift they had granted me: enlightenment through rebirth. I had become the true pure soul I was meant to be. Then when reality was clear enough to function again, I found myself laying face down in the dirt a few tents away from my own. I struggled to get up and stumble back into the tent, while the entities were still making slight corrections to me in my reality. I remember yelling out to them to keep that, as they were deciding whether to keep a trait of my personality or not. Once I was 100% back together, I gave them the perfect symbol of my hand, as if to commend them on putting me back together perfectly. Once I was back, I had a Xanax and went straight to sleep. The whole experience took a huge toll, and at the time all I wanted to do was sleep it off. This experience has profoundly changed me in my life for the better, forever. I am seeing my world as if I have a new set of eyes. Everything is new and clear, clarity beyond perfection.